We have more and more episodes of Season 6, and the next one is the episode 13, Yaksi Gozen, and I'm totally not ready for what's about to happen. But today we will analyze everything that we know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will save all my theories and I will show you all the information that we have about the episode Yaksi Gozen. So now let's get straight into the subject with the synopsis. This is going to be the long-awaited episode of Feligami, which by the way is one of my favorite couples, so I'm really excited for this. And also some Adrianette crumbs, because it says that Adrian wonders how to be as surprising as Marinette. So we are going to have two main couples in this episode. And the akumatized villain will be Kagami's mother, who will be akumatized into Yaksi Gozen. So from Ikari Gozen now it's Yaksi Gozen for some reason. But the synopsis doesn't mention the most interesting part of the episode, which is that Chrysalis will finally make an appearance in person. I mean, not really Chrysalis, I mean Cerise / Lila / whatever her name is. And this is going to be insane because even Thomas Astruc, the creator of Miraculous, said that we are not ready for this episode, and I'm sure that we aren't. Anyway, I find it really adorable that Adrian tries to match Marinette's freak, because we know that she's a lot to deal with sometimes, and Adrian is really cute that he tries to be the same as her, to surprise her somehow. And now let's dive into the official teaser, because it has a lot of insane-ish scenes. And the first one is really related to the synopsis, because we can see that Gorilla, who is Adrian's bodyguard, came to Marinette's bakery to buy something, and those are chouquettes, I guess, I'm not entirely sure. And maybe this is part of his plan to surprise Marinette somehow, because why would he send Gorilla to buy this and not go himself? Who knows what he's up to, I'm really curious to see. Now let's move on to Feligami, because they have a lot of adorable scenes. First of all, we can see that they're making hearts during the video calls, because this is their only way to communicate. We already knew this from the episode 6, Sleeping Siren, because Kagami said this at the table. But now we will actually see how they are communicating online, since he's in London and she's in Paris. Their parents are in their way, I just can't prove it. I mean, it was kind of confirmed in the episode 6. I'm not entirely sure if it was or not, but it is obvious that Kagami's mom doesn't want her to date Felix, and Felix's mother probably doesn't agree with his relationship with Kagami. Even though Felix's mother seems to be more supportive, so maybe just Kagami's mother is the problem. I can sense that she's going to try to break them apart somehow, and maybe this is going to be the reason that she's going to get akumatized. Just take a look at these images, how can you not love them? Who would have predicted, for example during the 3rd season when Felix was first introduced, that this is going to be him in the future? And it hasn't been that long. I mean, in the episode Reckless Driver, it has been a confirmation that it has been 1 year since the episode Timebreaker from season 1. So overall, it has been like 1 year and 1 month maximum. So this version of Felix, who now by the way looks a bit like a 40 years old dead, I don't know why he's giving me those vibes, has progressed so much in only a couple of months. And this is amazing. I love his relationship with Kagami. They kind of were enemies to lovers, and I'm always eating up these kind of storylines, because it is a cliche, but I still love it each time. But I do have to admit that it was just a bit random in season 5. I mean, they talked the most in the episode 18, Emotion. Then they interacted again in the episode 19, Pretension, and that's when they kind of became a couple. But the same situation kind of happened with Adrianette, because Adrian was kind of giving some hints that he likes Marinette in the episode 5, Illusion, and then in the episode 6 he was already in love. Anyway, now we have the real deal. This is where the true drama begins in this episode, and I already know that after the episode is going to be out, the internet will go crazy. I mean, only from the trailer it is already insane online. But now, let's analyze it, because I have a lot of theories about what would happen in those scenes. First of all, a really important detail is that Kagami's house is kind of destroyed. I mean, look at the background. There are some holes in the walls and everything in the room is messed up. So something strange happened in the room. There was either a fight between maybe Kagami and her mom, and that's why she is so angry and she will be akumatized by Chrysalis. And we know that Felix is coming back in this episode, obviously, we've discussed about this before. And maybe this is the reason why they will have a fight, because she doesn't agree of her relationship with Felix. Maybe she still wants Kagami and Adrian to be together, even though now it's obvious that they will never be. And maybe Kagami's mom will go a bit insane and she will use the cane to destroy the room or something like this. I don't know. The room being destroyed is actually really important because we have other scenes in the trailer where it is not destroyed. So the thing will happen in this episode. We will see how it gets destroyed. Behind Kagami's mom, we finally have Cerise. In her actual form, I mean her human form. Now here it gets more interesting because first of all, how did she get into Kagami's mom's house? I mean, hello, is not there any security, a key to open the door? I'm confused how she got in there. But what's more interesting is that from the pose we can see that this is when she akumatizes Kagami's mom. Probably she will have a talk with her while being in her human form, while being Cerise, and after she manipulates Kagami's mom into being akumatized, she will transform into Chrysalis near her because she's blind after all, so it doesn't even matter. She can see Chrysalis or who was behind her, and she will akumatize her after she talks her through the akumatization. Now I have some sad news because at first I thought that we are going to get Chrysalis' transformation, but as you can see, her transformation is happening without a background, and all the official transformations have a background behind them, which means that this is not the official transformation. It will be somehow like Ryuko, let's say. If I remember well, in Yaksi Gozen in the 3rd season, this was the first time when we saw Ryuko, and in that episode we got her transformation, and because she was being locked up inside of Yaksi Gozen, she couldn't transform well. I mean, she didn't have any moves. So probably the same situation will be now with Chrysalis, and her official transformation will be in the finale or in a more important moment. Now we will see her design, but she won't have any moves during her transformation because it doesn't have a background. It is simply happening inside the room near Kagami's mom. And to be honest, Layla doesn't seem the type to have a lot of moves in the air. I mean, she doesn't seem the type to care about those things. But I'm really sure that we will have an official transformation for Chrysalis with a specific background and everything. But in this episode we are simply going to see her design, and that's all, not the full transformation. Now about the design, I'm not entirely sure what to say because to be honest it looks a bit bland. It kind of looks like Hogmoth's design, more like Monarch actually in season 5 because it is simply purple. She has high heels which are iconic obviously. She has a cane, the same as Monarch and every version of Monarch did. So I don't want to get my hopes really up for them to be disappointed, but I'm sure that she will have an amazing design overall. Maybe this is not the final one, maybe she has more designs because she seems the type to change her designs each time to not be recognized. But yeah, I don't want to get my hopes really up because now it looks just a bit plain, but maybe the face, which was not showed by the way because probably is the best part, will have an amazing mask and it will compensate. Now we have some scenes from the akumatization sequence and the last scene, which is insane because we can see more of her design, we can see her hair, and she reminds me of someone from Barbie, maybe one of the evil villains. I mean, obviously the villains are evil, but I'm trying to remember who. Anyway, maybe I will find the reference and I will tell you in the comments. We can see Yaksi Gozen. She looks fine, I guess. I mean, she looks like a robot. I was never the biggest fan of her design and neither of her powers because after all, what's her power? She was more powerful, for example, in the episode 19 of season 5, Pretension, because she also had the power to smell, if I remember well, Felix or whoever she wanted if she had an object. Now, what can she do? Simply to have a sword and eat people and put them in her stomach. In the second image we have Ryuko and she looks amazing with the water power. And it will be really interesting to see again Kagami fighting her mom, especially because, as I said, there will be a huge fight scene, in my opinion. This is my theory. That's why Kagami's house will be kind of destroyed because of the fight between them, and now they will have to fight each other again. There's not really much to say about the first two images because she's a well-known villain. I mean, what can I say about her? Let's discuss about the last one because it's very interesting. We can see Chrysalis going out of Yaksi Gozen's stomach underwater, which means that Chrysalis was there all along. Maybe she was watching the fight, maybe she wanted to find out more information because we know that her goal is not to get the Miraculouses. This is just a side quest. She wants to find out as much information as possible about them, about Marinette, about everything in general. She has her eyes on them non-stop without us knowing, not even us the viewers, I mean. So her being inside Yaksi Gozen during the fight seems like a really risky plan, and Layla is really smart. I mean, she wouldn't make such a mistake to be captured, for example, by Ladybug and Cat Noir accidentally. What is she up to? I'm really curious because we can never predict her next move, and her being inside of an akumatized villain seems like a really risky plan, as I said. Her design looks a bit plain, I will continue to say this because even now she's simply purple with heels and a cane. The hair looks really interesting and I'm really curious to see her mask. There's a reason why they didn't show the mask in the trailer because probably it's going to be the best part of the costume. And there are a lot of fan arts online which are amazing and I really hope that they will become true because she has a lot of potential to be one of the best designed villains slash heroes, whatever. I'm sure that we will find out more information about the secret organization in this episode since it will be about Kagami's mom and she's part of the organization which we found out about in the episode 7 El Toro de Piedra during the post-credit scene because they simply showed that shocking piece of information and then nothing about it. It's time to get more answers because we keep getting questions. For example, the secret organization. What else? The new girl in the episode Mr. Agrest. Furry, who is that mysterious person at the end of the episode Sleeping Siren. We have too many questions and zero answers, so it's time for them. Now we have this scene, which is again really interesting. This is the last scene from the trailer, which I want to analyze. Even though it was in the beginning of the trailer, I wanted to analyze it last. Because what even is going on? Why are Kagami and Felix giving their Amog rings to Marinette? I know that they trust her because she's Ladybug after all and they know her identity. But this is such a risky plan. That's why I believe that their families are against them being a couple. So that's why, in my opinion, they will give the rings to Marinette because obviously Marinette will not use the rings to control them. But their families could potentially steal the rings and try to break them apart. There are still a lot of people online saying that Kagami, Felix, Adrian are not sentimonsters, but let's be for real now. It's obvious that they are. It was obvious since, for example, the episode 9 of season 4, when Gabriel said that he will snap his fingers and Felix will be gone, or something like this. There are way too many hints that they are sentimonsters. Even the whole episode 24 representation from season 5 is about this. So please stop denying because there is undeniable proof that they're being controlled by those rings and that when they have the rings they can control themselves, and if someone else has the rings, obviously that person can control them. And this is why in this episode they are going to risk giving their rings to Marinette because Marinette will not try to control them, but if their parents would get hold of the rings, they will try to break them apart or do whatever they want with them. That's actually a really smart move. I believe that this is happening after Kagami and her mother had their fight and Kagami came up with this idea because maybe Kagami's mom wanted the ring back and when Kagami didn't give it, she had a mental breakdown and she destroyed the room. Something like this I believe will happen. But I have to admit that I am indeed scared because a lot is happening to Marinette right now. I mean, there are way too many secrets that she needs to hold. And now, cherry on top, she needs to make sure that the rings are safe each time and that she needs to keep them after all. This is such a huge responsibility because basically she has in her hands the lives of Felix and Kagami, because the rings can literally destroy them. After the episode 10, The Dark Castle, I'm really scared for Marinette because we know that Chrysalis knows that something is up with Marinette because she wasn't at Alex's birthday, and I made a lot of theories online on my TikTok account. It is named Miraculous Critic in case you want to go and watch my theories. And I said that Aglaé went to Marinette's house. She noticed that Marinette is not at home, and then she told Chrysalis about this because, as I said, Chrysalis has eyes everywhere. And I believe that Aglaé is forced to work with Chrysalis. Maybe she's being blackmailed or something. There are way too many parallels. And that's why I'm really scared for Marinette right now, because if Layla is on her track, and now she even has the rings which control Kagami and Felix, is really risky. Marinette doesn't even realize how many things are happening and that everything could go wrong so badly. I am deeply scared for the finale of Season 6. It is probably going to be my favorite one because Season 6 has been amazing till now. It's my favorite season, especially because there are a lot of hints and till now we didn't get that many hints. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Thomas Astruc, the creator of Miraculous, said that we are not ready for this episode. And besides that, in general, the trailers of Season 6 are being posted by some official accounts and then by the fans. But this time, the trailers were posted by some other official accounts which didn't post any other trailers for Season 6. This is the only episode which has been promoted by some other official accounts for cartoons in general, for example on Twitter, which didn't post anything about all the other episodes. And Thomas Astruc said that we are not ready. And I'm not ready, he's very right. I also noticed that the trailers for the episodes of Season 6 are not really spoilery. I mean, all the trailers were kind of basic. A lot of things happened in the episode The Dark Castle, but the trailer was bland. The same with Gabriel Agreste. No, it was Mr. Agreste, the episode 9. The episode was the best one in Season 6 by far, in my opinion, and one of the top 10/15 from all the seasons. And again, the trailers made it seem like a regular episode, maximum. So, if this episode has already a shocking trailer, I can't imagine how shocking the episode itself is going to be. I am not ready. I will repeat, we are not. About the release dates, first of all, it will be released on 22nd October by TF1 Plus in French dub, but after a couple of hours we will get it in English subtitles. Then we have the episode 16, Noe, which will be released again by TF1 Plus 1 week after the 22nd October release date for this episode, which means 29 October. And then on 1st November we will get the Stellar Force, the Tokyo Special episode, which I'm very excited about. By the way, talking about the Tokyo Special, we have a new synopsis and I have some theories about it, so let's see. First of all, it says that Kagami drags Marinette to Tokyo to help the Stellars defeat a new supervillain, but Marinette soon realizes her friend has another untold reason for this trip to Japan. And if you remember, there's a scene in the trailer where Kagami is running away from a boy, and then when they are showing what's happening in the present moment, that boy had a completely another vibe, and obviously now he looks more mature, so probably he was Kagami's boyfriend at the time when she was in Tokyo, even though it is kind of strange because now she's 14/15. I guess she's 15, but when she was in Tokyo she was like 13 or 12. But anyway, probably that boy is her old boyfriend and something really bad happened between them, because as I said, there's a scene when Kagami runs away from him and he's kind of crying. And as you can see, this new synopsis says untold reason for this trip to Japan. And there's also another scene where Kagami is crying alone while she's sleeping next to Marinette, and Marinette tells her something like, I can help you if you're not going to tell me what happened. So this is the reason why I believe Kagami will have a secret in Tokyo, and that's why she will bring Marinette, not only to defeat the villain, but also to help her with the past trauma. I'm very happy that Kagami now has a lot of friends, a boyfriend. She has a lot of people who love her for who she is, and I love that for her. I'm really excited for the episode 13 since it will be about Kagami and Felix. And this is all. This is all we know about the episode 13, Yaksi Gozen. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because I'm going to keep you updated with all the news about Miraculous, especially because we are going to get a lot of new episodes really soon, and I will see you soon.